Are you feeling exhausted, scattered, totally burned out, depleted, or like you just don't want to anymore?
I've,
You're doing way too much.
I've been there.
We've all been there
Jesus.
many times over. So, what are we going to do about it? This is the big question. And it's not make a better schedule, have healthier boundaries. Like, yes to all those things, but you know those things already. You've probably implemented a lot of those things, and you're like, yeah, and I'm still doing too freaking much, and I still feel like my energy's just tanked,
I
done.
know that life can feel like it's a race, but it really isn't. And when we are in that vibration of like it's a race and we need to do like 1,000 different things all at once before we get to bed again to start the whole shit all over again, we definitely need to get off that hamster wheel, because the true changes come from within you. When you get to the place in your life where you're like, okay, this is my priority for today. Small, manageable spaces, I think, work the best. At least it has for me, because I remember I used to be like a hot mess all over the place, doing 1,000 different things all at once, and feeling all out of control and tired and overwhelmed and all those things every time I set my mind to doing too much when I should have just done one thing that would make a big difference.
And the science behind that is 25 minutes is your usual peak focus time, and then you need a reset. So if you just pick that one thing, do it for 25 minutes, take a little tiny break, a 5-minute break, 10-minute break, just to reset yourself, reset your energy. Then you'll be much more successful with things. But what we really want to dive into is the energetics behind all of this. Because again, you've probably seen 8 million videos, heard the advice, all the books on how to manage your time and how to create the boundaries. And like I said, you're still in that spot. So how to know if you're in that spot? We already talked about a few, the exhausted, the depleted. But how about having no joy in what you're doing? You're just kind of on autopilot going through the motions. You see that you have big dreams and big desires and they're not manifesting, and you don't know why, because in all that stuff that you're packing in, you're also packing in all the spiritual stuff to manifest. And you've done the dream board and you're doing the meditation and you're like, what the hell? Why is my stuff not shifting? Another big one that a lot of people don't think about because we commonly ignore our body is our physical symptoms. So if you're getting a lot of headaches, if your shoulders are up here all the time, like mine are, and you have to, like, you start that meditation, they're like, relax your shoulders, and they drop like 5 inches, and you're like, oh wow, you don't even realize what you're holding. Stomach issues, skin issues, autoimmune disorders, all of this stuff is the energetics behind doing too much.
Now, when we're talking about doing too much, like what exactly are we talking about? Like is it like the physical shit? Like I have to clean the house, I have to go to work, I have to get the kids off to school, and all. Are we talking about stuff like that, or are we talking more of the personal? What is it internally that you are looking to do but aren't doing it physically?
We're talking about hustle and busyness energy. So I'm hustling to get to work and feed the dog and like you said, do all the freaking things, and the yoga and the green juice. Sorry to bring up yoga. I know that's a touchy subject with you, but fitting in all the damn things. And then the energetics. So what you're putting out, that energy's coming in, you're putting it out as scatter. You're putting it out as, oh my God, I just have to keep going. You're putting it out as, I have to work harder because I have 75 things to get done in the next hour. That's the frequency you're sending out. That's the frequency you're sending out. Then the vibration that's coming back, the world around you is, oh, okay, this person wants more. This person wants 75 things, 85 things. This person wants... So your environment is being created by you go, 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 go with everything. So, I mean, I know for a while when I was doing all the things, I'm like, okay, I have to get up because I need to read, and I need to exercise and drink my water and then do my breath work, and, all before my day starts, basically.
Right.
So they were packed in as things, more things to do, instead of space where I felt alive, and space where I felt like my spirit was being restored. like space where I felt like I was enjoying peace.
So instead of like looking at things as though there's something that you need to do, is just something that you kind of fold into your everyday things. Like I don't like you. I don't look at my meditation in the morning, drinking my lemon water, or anything like that. An added task in my life. It's a sustainable thing that keeps me going and puts me in a good vibration, so that I can do my day in a positive, more balanced way. When we don't look at it that way, we're adding into the, oh, just one more other fucking thing I need to do, versus seeing it for what it really is taking some you time, is addressing the fact that you need time too, not just the people around you. That if you don't take care of yourself, energetically, emotionally, physically, you are absolutely good for nothing to anyone else. So why bother? So you need to start with you. We consistently talk about everything being aligned. What you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're
Doing,
vibrating. The whole thing. You everything needs to align. So when you've got your inner being straight, you are working from your sovereign being. You are in the highest vibration you can possibly be in at the time. You are doing fantastic. You don't need to do more and muck it all up with shit that isn't worth your time. And you're probably saying, oh, well, I do have to clean the house, and I do have to get the kids off to school and all those things. Yeah, you have to do those things, but they don't have to be like this major task. It's just life. Life is happening, and you're participating in it.
and how can you find the joy in those moments? So here's a really good example. A lot of people, they're not okay until they have that cup of coffee in their hand. And once they have their cup of coffee, it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to be all right. This is the feeling that we want. And if yours is tea or taking a shower, whatever it is, the coffee's a metaphor. We want you to embrace that energy into everything. Like, how do you find that joy, that relief, that sense of space, that sense of everything is okay and falling into place when that coffee hits your hand?
Right.
How do you find that everyday magic in your day-to-day? A big way to find that, nobody likes it, get real with yourself. Real, raw, real deal, like, what the hell's going on
Right.
with me? What do I believe that's not serving me? Do I believing in hustle culture? Do I believing that I have to keep up with the next soccer mom, neighbor, or whatever? Am I believing that if my bank account isn't continuously going up, I'm not safe, I'm not okay? Like, what are those things, so that you can then start dismantling them and replacing them, just like you would with I got my coffee, I'm in joy, I'm in peace, I'm in happiness. You have to start applying it to everything.
Right. And finding joy is as simple as mindfulness for yourself. Like, really make yourself important, just like you make all the other things in your life important.
Yeah.
If you're like going about the day thinking about everything else and everybody else and not really taking care of yourself, you're not giving yourself the opportunity to be in joy just within yourself. You're going out into the world saying, I got a fucking lot of things to do on my to-do list, and I don't have the energy, and I don't have the time, and you name it. You go down the list as to how you can't and why this is going to suck. That's you entering into something in a very low vibration. And when you give yourself the love that you need first thing in the morning and throughout the day, you're keeping that vibration really high. The love vibration is the number one thing in keeping everyone in a balanced place. Is it hard to do throughout the entire day? Sure. But if you're solid within yourself, what happens around you doesn't really fucking matter.
Right.
Because that's the bottom line. You get to decide when you're taking away your own joy.
Exactly. And it
Hey, Soul Warriors, we want to welcome you to our podcast. Soul Intentions is here to drop the wisdom, tools, and real life experiences that helped us transform our lives so that we can shine without the struggle. We want to share everything we have learned so that you can do the same.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be hard. I mean,
No.
it's like a muscle. You keep practicing and then you can lift more and more. You keep practicing and you'll be able to find joy and love in things easier and easier. Like I'm looking at your shirt and it says kind. So what are you doing to be kind to yourself? What are you doing to be kind to other people? Like if you're at work, can you compliment a coworker and mean it? Can you like notice a cool plant on somebody's desk and be like, that's nature. That's beautiful. It's right here. It's in front of me instead of the pile of work next to you. Just for a moment. I'm not talking about distracting yourself. I'm talking about directing your energy, directing your attention, directing your thoughts on things that you want more of. Because if you truly, I mean, you probably wouldn't be here if you didn't believe in energy and you didn't believe in the spiritual basis of everything. So if you believe that, then why are you functioning over here from a place of low vibration and hustle culture and I don't wanna constantly?
Right.
And there's going to be days that you don't wanna, and that's okay. When those days happen, maybe it's a low energy day. Maybe I need a nap today. Maybe I need to cancel a couple of things because I need space for myself. Because when you create that space for yourself, more space starts happening.
Right. I mean, like yesterday, I woke up super tired. I wear an Aura ring, so it tells me. And the first thing it told me is that my readiness was at an all-time low, which meant I didn't sleep well. And I was going to struggle throughout the day. I went through the process, my usual meditation, drinking my water and all that stuff, and started doing some work. And noticed right away, it's like, either I'm going to push myself and get really cranky by the end of the day, or I go take a fucking nap. And I took a nap.
5-hour nap.
5-hour nap. But I obviously needed it, And then this morning I wake up with a sore throat, i.e. an indication that my body is doing something, working out something, and I need to listen to that. So...
And she's still here, full of energy, being able to work today because she listened to her body and honored what she needed.
Yeah. And by no means do I feel great right now, but, I'm still doing what I need to do. I had my green juice and did the things and keeping my energy where it needs to be. And I know myself, so I'm going to listen to what my body needs today. Like I do every single day.
Right.
Or like I said, I could have pushed it yesterday and
been full blown sick today.
Exactly, and been out of control by today.
And there would be no podcast today.
Yeah, but we it's choices.
It is.
We need to make putting ourselves first the number one choice that we pick. We really do, because we can't do any other things in a balanced way if we're running on empty and we're not taking care of ourselves and we're not watching what vibration we're putting out there. It just sucks when you do that, so keeping yourself first in mind so that you can go out throughout the day doing the things that you need to do without it feeling like a shit show.
Right. And we also see a lot of people fall into what we call, it's commonly called analysis paralysis. That's where you have so many things going on that you can't even make another decision. You're on a mental overload with decision making and doing, and you just freeze up because you can't do anything because there's too much. When you hit that means you are not aligned energetically, and that means you are not functioning from your place of intuition, your place of being tapped in. You have not created that space to allow the universe to assist you and for that information that you need that points to this is what's most important in this moment. That's what's most important for this moment. Let all those things, if we get to them, awesome. If not, this and this is a success for the day if we get to these two things.
Right.
And if you can't make that decision, take 5 minutes and go meditate. I mean, if you're at work, hike to the bathroom. I forgot something in my car, whatever. And just take that 5 minutes to walk and be peaceful and let your mind settle. Not to try to make a decision. Just give the mind a moment to calm down, because when it calms down, then it can start firing again. And then you'll start getting the answers you want, instead of, like you said, pushing through.
Right.
So don't push through physically, don't push through mentally.
In keeping it simple, I suggest that you take a piece of paper and write down what simplicity looks like to you. Because it's different for everybody, because everybody has their own thing. So write it down. What does a simple day look like to you? And really try to follow that once you write it. If it feels good, follow that. Follow it for a week and see how it feels. Does it feel good? Are you, by the end of by come Friday, you're like, yeah, that was a good fucking week. Then you're on the right track. So start there.
And at the end of each night, if you're going to do that, I would add to another piece of it. Write down the evidence of what felt good throughout the day, what created space throughout the day, what ease that you had in certain decisions.
What shifted, what didn't. Like all those things, because that is your roadmap to really being in a balanced, positive frequency based life. That's what it comes down to. And no one can do that but you, because you know what you're doing every single day, every minute, every hour, every second. So if you write it down on the positive things that keep you going in a good way, then you've got yourself quite the driver.
Right, because then you're putting that frequency out, so the vibration then responds to it, and life will start rearranging. So pay attention when you feel like you relapse. When you start to get some traction, things are going good, and then you get a real shit day. That's not the universe testing you. That's just you probably looped back around to some of your old habits or your old beliefs or your old way of thinking, because it's not like a once and done, like, oh, that's my pattern, I'm going to just go do this from now on and that's it.
Right.
Like, that's ingrained in you. It's ingrained in your psyche and in your being. So you have to have a new thing that gets ingrained over time. So if you fall back into those, or you have a bad day, it's like, oh, I'm a failure, that didn't work. None of this is a once and done. This is a continual energy building exercise throughout your life to walk you home to what your passion is. So I'd like to say about that too is explore, like, what is your priority? What does light you up? How do you ground into your purpose? How do you build things around that purpose? I'm like, if you have the kids and you really love to paint, can you set up some stuff with the kids to, like, I don't know, finger paint on a tarp or something next to you while you're, in your joy? What type of things can you build into your life that help to give you more of that thing that is the core of your soul of why you're here?
Yeah.
Because the more you thread that into things as well, the more ease and the more flow will show up for you.
Life is going to happen. We get that. But you're in such a good place that you can manage that without it being a shit show at the end. So it all comes down to you. How good are you in a frequency, spiritual, physical way that you can manage your day without, somebody going like this and throwing you off the deep end.
Right. Right. Because the more that you're in that, I hate using the word balanced, but the more you're into that joyful, happy, blissful place, the less things are going to knock you off your axis. And if journaling or writing seems like an extra step, because I know we've both mentioned that a few times, let's get back to energetics again. Build in, like, when I'm in the shower in the morning, I'm going to work on opening, because I want to welcome a shift. I want to welcome new energy. I want to welcome more than enough space and flow and ease to get whatever needs to happen today to happen. So you're in the shower and you're picturing the water coming down on you, and it's just like, that's cleansing away anything you don't need today. And, universe and self, I've got you. I'm open to things to come in, to shift and to flow the way they have to flow. I'm not going to try to control it or manage it. I'm just going to go through and I'm going to flow. So you're already in the shower. That's just your focus during the shower. Every time throughout the day, when you go to the bathroom, you're going to take a minute I'm recentering into that I am open and I am receiving. I'm receiving. I'm receiving. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. When you're washing your hands, I'm washing off anything I've picked up so far in the day that I don't need. Like, you see how you can make like just the things that you already have to do that are for your basic survival. You can make those into a magical thing that you can refocus and recenter your energy.
Yeah, and if you want to lock in, simple, 3 deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Hold it and on each end if you can for a little bit. Just that, doing that 3 times locks you in.
Yes.
Locks you in physically, emotionally, energetically. It just locks you in. So you want to do that. You can it takes but a second, if that, to do. So when you're like doing all those things, like you said, go to the bathroom, go take 3 deep breaths while you're in there, man, and do all the other things that you said. Because those are brilliant ways to lock you back in.
And if you can also with the breath holds in between, when you're inhaling, exhale a little bit longer, because that really settles your nervous system back down. And that's usually what happens is when the energy gets out of alignment, our nervous system starts to get more and more and more and more active, which is more and more frantic energy. So more frantic, scattered things are happening around. So so it's simple, simple, simple. Keep it simple. So when we're saying you're doing too much and keep it simple, we're not saying do less. We're saying do what you need to do and do it in a more simplistic, magical, aligned way.
Right.
You can purposely do something new each day, adding in, just layering in this magic. It will start to shift. And over time, you'll see from where you, like, write down where you started now. And then don't write anything for like 2 or 3 months. And then write where you are. And then read them back and compare them. And you'll see how much has shifted if you just add these little pieces of everyday magic in. So please, please, please drive from your intuition, not doing out of control. And you will find that this simplicity and this flow will start to work its way into your life. Your vibration will shift as you pay attention and shift your frequency.
I mean, all we want is to be the best humans we can be and the best versions of ourselves. And it all starts from within us. So
it does. And we love magic, so weave it in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Weave it in and really, really, really find joy.
Yeah. Keep it simple, people.
All right.
Be kind.
Peace.
Peace.